Okay, for homework 2-4, I'd like you to find these pages in your packet, show me the work I'm showing you, and then write down the words to show me that you listen. If you want me to grade it early, put a picture of it on your slides. If not, show it to me when we get back to school next week. All right, these are showing inequalities that are not ready to graph yet. You need to solve these for y first before you graph them. So find this page, look at 3 and 4. This is how I'd like you to do them. Take those inequalities and solve them both for y, knowing those steps. I'm going to show this right here. 5x minus 2y less than or equal to 10. No way can I graph that. So my first step, eliminate this x term and then get rid of this negative 2 in front of y. That's how you solve these. Always eliminate the x term by doing the opposite. If this is plus 5x, subtract 5x to both sides. First word is crest. Crest is the first word. All right, those will cancel away. Now the important part, remember to bring down the negative with that 2. Can't bring down positive 2. Bring down your inequality. Do not add or subtract 5x, negative, and 10. You can't because they're unlike terms. And now the last step involves the opposite of timesing by negative 2, dividing everything by negative 2. Remembering that crucial step of dividing by a negative number takes that inequality and flips it direction around. So this inequality is no more less than or equal to. Now it's more than or equal to positive 5 halves x minus 5. So that's how I'd like you to show this work on here. That's how I'm getting this graph. So on this paper, I'd like to see that work. That's where I'm getting this negative 5 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's negative 5. What happened here? That looks like it's down at negative 6 for some reason. I don't know. So if I draft that for real, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. And then using that pattern of right 2 up 5, right 2 up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that line right there. Over 2 up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This line's a little bit off. I'm not sure why it's going up 6 when it should only be going up 5. And now when I draw that line, it's going to be a solid line. And that inequality is telling me this is more than, so I'm going to shade above. That more than or equal to is telling me it's going to be a solid line. So that's going to be a solid line if you could draw it, with the shading going up. But again, you can only get that by solving for y first. All right, let's check out this other one. Second word is ocean. Gotta go ocean. So here we go. For this, 3x plus that 4y more than or equal to 24. When I'm solving this, I'm not worrying about dividing by a negative number. Just take away that 3x right away, and then I'm going to divide everything by 4. That's going to be negative 3x right there. Plus 24. And now the opposite, divide everything by 4. Show me that work. That gives me this inequality ready to graph. Now no flipping because I didn't divide by a negative number. Looks like positive 6 is my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that one looks good. And then right 4, down 3. There we go. Right 4, down 3. This would be a solid line. And because this is more than or equal to, it's going to be shaded up above. More than is above the line. How however it is drawn. That one on the left, that is more than for that line. All right, last ones. Find this page if you could. I believe it's the very next page. We want you to be able to write the inequality based on the graph. So remember, we need the graph's inequality direction, we need the slope, we need the y-intercept, we need to put all of that together. So here we go. For this line, doing part by part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the y-intercept is 7. I already know part of my answer, the number that goes by itself is plus 7. And now for my rate of change, I'm going to connect 2 points on that line and then check out that pattern to get there and use those numbers for my slope. Looks like I'm going over 1, down 1. If I put that slope together as rise and run, that is equal to 1 negative on top. That's my rise over, that's negative 1 slope. So when I write this inequality, here I go. I'm going to plug those pieces in. I have the y. My inequality line is solid, so I know my inequality, whichever direction, is going to have the line under it. This is shading below, which is under the line, which is down, which is less, which looks that direction, just like that. So this inequality is y is less than or equal to, because it's shaded below and the line is solid. And then with my slope number, that negative 1 in front of x, plus that 7. That is the inequality that matches that graph, using that slope, negative 1, using that y-intercept 7, using the look of that line solid, shade below to know it's less than. All right, last one, last word. Here I go. Do the parts. Get the y-intercept first. Probably the easiest part. 1, 2, 3. That's negative 4. So this one, the plain number by itself, is going to be negative 4. Now connect 2 points on that line to get your rise and run numbers, over 1 up 2. So I could put those numbers together as my rise and run. Remember, the rise is the up or down part. That's why this one had the negative 1 on top. That's the up or down part. This rise is 2 over 1, which equals 2. And now the last part, the inequality is shading above. It's shading more above the line. That's going to be more. That's going to be the inequality more than. This inequality is going to be dotted line, which means the equal line is not going to be there. So this inequality is going to be just plain old more than without the inequality line equal under there. So if I put this together, y more than, and that's going to be 2x minus that 4. If I was to plug in a point to check, please write this down too. The third word happens to be check it. So I want you to check this point right here, 0, 0. Plugging in 0 for x, 0 for y, into this inequality right here. This is where I'm plugging them in. So here I go. Where that y is, I put 0. I still have this. Still have my 2. Where that x is, I put another 0. I still have that minus 4. That gives me 0 more than 0 minus 4. Is that a true statement? It should be. Negative 4 is more than, 0 is more than negative 4. All right, so show me a picture of this on your slides if you want me to pre-grade it before you come in, or show me in class that you did these problems on this page and on this page, all the work I wrote. Don't short me any, and then those 3 words. Good luck.